So say what you want. I'm happily married, and I love my wife. We have a beautiful daughter, and that's how we live it.
I mean, I always have to ask, like, people are saying your wife must have been like a little bit younger when you married her. I mean, can you set this record straight?
Yes, so she was 19 when we got married. She was 18 when we started dating. So, a lot of misconception out there about a lot of people try to like twist her age online and make it seem like she was born a year earlier. She wasn't. She's 22 going on 23. And, she keeps me young and fresh. What can I say? We have a love that people don't really understand.
Many people became concerned about Marques Houston after learning that he met and later married Maya Houston when she was still a teenager. However, the claims she has shared following their divorce have made the situation even more disturbing. Marques also appeared in interviews and a documentary where he tried to explain his decision to marry someone so young. He reportedly said he felt young at heart and did not want the complications he associated with dating women his own age.
A lot of women my age are very independent. They are very like, I don't need a man to do this for me because I could do this for myself. And I come from a generation that I'm very, very, love to provide for my wife. I love to provide for my woman. And I'm very in that generation, like the old days, I would never want to be with a woman that felt like, oh, I don't need you, or I don't, what I'm saying, like that. So, and there's a lot of women my age. I've dated women my age, and they may have baggage, they may have kids, they may have not. It's just there's so many different women that I've dated throughout my life, and this just so happened to be the one that caught my heart.
Now that Maya is older and has had time to look back on everything, it seems likely that she may have made very different choices if she had known what she was getting into. She has posted several TikTok videos by herself or with their children, but Marques is noticeably absent. She has also removed the photos they once shared, leading many people to believe that she has completely moved away from the Jehovah's Witnesses and is now focused on living her life on her own terms. Marques, meanwhile, appeared to be dealing with the breakup publicly. He began sharing emotional messages on Instagram, including one that said, "Maybe I am hard to love, but I love hard." To some people, those posts seemed like an attempt to present himself as a deeply passionate person instead of addressing the problems that may have contributed to the end of his marriage. While the relationship was still together, he also seemed quick to accuse others of being jealous or simply looking for reasons to criticize them. In one post, Marques described himself as a man of God, a loving husband and a great father. He proudly talked about being in love with the woman of his dreams and praised himself for being a husband and father. However, the public image he presented did not seem to match the concerns that later surrounded the relationship. Despite having the marriage he claimed to want, things eventually appeared to fall apart, leaving Maya seemingly more comfortable with being single. There were also claims that Marques had been very controlling during their relationship. According to the allegations, he frequently used religious scriptures when trying to influence Maya's behavior or keep her under control. Those claims became even more controversial when people began looking back at how their relationship started. Marques and Maya married in 2020, and their relationship immediately attracted attention because of their large age difference. Maya was only 19 when they got married, while Marques was approaching 40. They became engaged just a few months after she became a legal adult. Because everything happened so quickly, people naturally began asking questions about when their relationship actually began. Many wondered how they could have met, started dating, fallen in love, and become engaged in such a short period of time. The age difference alone was enough to make people uncomfortable, but other details soon raised even more questions. Maya had reportedly been listed as a missing child after leaving the home of her adoptive parents when she was 15. Reports suggested that she had left their home in Oregon and traveled toward California in hopes of finding her biological mother, Paula. After that, Maya largely disappeared from public attention for several years. She was difficult to find during the period between 2016 and 2018, only becoming widely known after her relationship with Marques became public. The official explanation was that Marques met Maya when she was 17 but did not pursue anything romantic until she was legally an adult. However, people online began digging into her background and discovered information that appeared to create questions about that version of events. Maya had reportedly been credited as an art director on several films connected to Chris Stokes between 2016 and 2018. This attracted attention because Chris Stokes and Marques were known to be close. Stokes was also associated with the Jehovah's Witness faith. and some people believed he may have influenced Marques's own connection to the religion. As the controversy grew, people noticed that Maya's IMDb information appeared to disappear. Marques then posted a lengthy explanation defending his relationship and denying that he had known Maya before 2018. He claimed that they met through a mutual friend and said he had never known her before that time. He also suggested that her name appearing in connection with one of the films was simply a mistake, or the result of someone trying to cause trouble. Marques continued by insisting that he and Maya did not begin dating until she was an adult. He said they fell in love, became engaged in March 2019, and had the support of his father and the people closest to him. He also emphasized that, most importantly, he believed they had God's blessing. Even with that explanation, questions remained. People wondered how Maya could have been connected to people in Marques's circle, while she was still young and reportedly missing from her adoptive home. They also questioned why there appeared to be so little public discussion about her before she became an adult. Most importantly, Marques's own statements seemed to confirm that he knew Maya while she was underage, even though he maintained that their romantic relationship did not begin until later. Because of these conflicting details, the story continued to raise serious questions about what really happened before the marriage and what Maya experienced behind the scenes. Her decision to remove their photos and appear publicly without Marques has only added to the speculation surrounding their relationship.
Me and my wife's situation is a little different. You know, how we met, you know, through mutual friends and everything like that. You know, when I met my wife, she was 17. So, you know, we had no really conversation and no really connection until, you know, she was of age. And, you know, people don't understand it. And I got a lot of course, I got a lot of backlash for marrying someone that was 19. And, you know, when we did finally start to talk, I was like, this woman is like me. And she was just like, when I would talk to her, she just, for one, we had a spiritual connection. And I feel like that's the most important thing. We both love God. We both love Jehovah. And that was key.
He really expects people to believe that he never spoke to her, never approached her, and had absolutely no connection with her. But then, as soon as she turned 18, it suddenly seemed like this perfect relationship appeared out of nowhere. That timing alone raises a lot of questions and makes the situation difficult to ignore. I also do not want to go too deeply into the accusations that were previously made against Marques and his manager, Chris Stokes, by former B2K members Demario Thornton and Quentin Tarver. They made claims suggesting that Marques may have already been communicating with Maya, while she was still living with her adoptive parents. According to those allegations, that situation may have played a role in her decision to leave home. There were also claims that because very young marriages and large age differences were not viewed as unusual within their Jehovah's Witness community, the relationship may have been kept private until they felt it was acceptable to reveal it publicly. What also stands out is how Marques reportedly spoke about women closer to his own age. He suggested that they came with too much baggage, including being independent single mothers who might question him or challenge his opinions. He described himself as young at heart and focused on being a provider, which he used to explain why he preferred someone much younger rather than a woman around his own age.
Okay, I'm 41, right? She's 22. I could have married a 41-year-old woman and it could have been disastrous. They could have felt like, you know, because I'll sit and talk to women that are my age, and they kind of have a different outlook on life. You know, a lot of women my age are very independent. They are very like, you know, I don't need a man to do this for me because I could do this for myself. And I come from a generation that I'm very, very, you know, love to provide for my wife. I love to provide for my woman, and I'm very in that generation.
However, once Maya and Marques were married, Maya quickly realized that Marques carried his own emotional baggage, despite the way he had previously talked about women and the kind of person he claimed he wanted to avoid. Maya was still very young, fresh out of high school, and had no job, career, or major independence of her own. Marques, on the other hand, was older, had already experienced much more of life, and had an established career before she entered his world. This created a major difference in their relationship from the very beginning. Maya understood that she would become a stay-at-home mother because Marques had made it clear that he wanted to be the primary provider for the family. What she apparently did not realize was that Marques may have expected more from her than simply being his wife and the mother of their children. According to the claims being discussed, he wanted someone who could fill the role his mother had once played in his life after losing her as a teenager. That was an impossible standard for Maya to live up to, especially as she grew older and began developing her own identity and ambitions. As Maya matured, she reportedly started wanting more from life than simply being a wife and mother. She began creating content on social media, attending influencer events, and meeting people outside the Jehovah's Witness community. Through those experiences, she allegedly started seeing her life from a different perspective. She began to understand how much independence she may have given up and started thinking seriously about building something for herself. Reports also claim that Maya began asking Marques for support with business ideas and job opportunities. However, instead of encouraging her independence, Marques allegedly continued trying to maintain control over the situation. With support from people within their religious circle, he was accused of pressuring Maya to remain at home, focus on raising the twins, and avoid pursuing a separate career or lifestyle. This may also explain why Maya is no longer seen around Chris's daughter, Chrissy, despite previous claims that the two were extremely close and treated each other like sisters. If Maya wanted to create a life based on her own choices, she reportedly had to distance herself from the Jehovah's Witness environment and begin making decisions independently. Now that Maya appears to be finding her own identity, many people hope she can continue moving forward and create a healthier life for herself. They also hope that, outside of co-parenting responsibilities, she can keep her distance from Marques, if that is what she believes is best for her. Online critics have made much stronger accusations, claiming that Marques began pursuing Maya when she was still a minor, and that their relationship became public after she turned 18. Some people have also pointed to old social media interactions as part of their concerns. These claims have led to serious criticism, with some accusing him of grooming her. However, those are allegations made by others, and should not be treated as proven facts without reliable evidence. There has also been criticism of comments Marques allegedly made in the past about single mothers being a red flag, and saying he would not date women with children. Critics now argue that his later relationship appeared inconsistent with those earlier statements. Ultimately, the discussion surrounding Maya and Marques raises serious questions about age differences, control, independence, and the importance of allowing young adults to develop their own identities. What matters most now is Maya's ability to make her own choices, pursue her goals, and decide what kind of future she wants for herself and her children.